Generate videos with audio while you sip your favorite tea.
Introducing MiniMax-H3, where stunning visuals and immersive audio come together in one powerful AI model.
You shouldn't have watched until the end.
Welcome to Vantage with AI. Today we're taking a look at MiniMax-H3, a new video generation model released recently. After LTX2, which was the first open model to introduce native audio generation alongside video, MiniMax-H3 continues in that direction as another strong open model that brings high-quality video generation with audio. MiniMax-H3 is available in two model variants. The first is FL2VA, which supports text-to-video as well as image-to-video generation. You can start from text alone, use a single image as the first frame, the last frame, or even provide both first and last frames to guide the animation. The second model is Ref2VA, designed for reference-to-video generation. It can use multiple reference images, video clips, and even audio references, making it ideal for identity preservation, style consistency, and more advanced editing workflows. Both models generate videos at 24 frames per second, with durations from 4 to 15 seconds, support multiple aspect ratios, and produce synchronized 32 kHz stereo audio directly with the generated video. In today's video, we'll focus on what MiniMax-H3 can do inside ComfyUI, explore its capabilities in detail, and see how it performs in real workflows. Let's go through the models you'll need to run these workflows. The first thing you'll need is the MiniMax-H3 base model. For the text-to-video and image-to-video workflows, you'll need the FL2VA version of the model. It is available as safe tensors in BF16, FP8, and Int8 quantized versions, as well as GGUF quants. So depending on how much VRAM your GPU has, you can choose the version that best suits your hardware. If you want to use the reference-to-video workflow, you'll instead need to download the Ref2VA version of the model. Next, you'll need two VAEs. The first is the Visual VAE, which handles video encoding and decoding, and the second is the Audio VAE, which is responsible for encoding and decoding the audio generated by the model. Finally, you'll need the Qwen3 VL32B text encoder. This is used to process and condition your prompts before they are passed to the video generation model. All download links for these models are already included directly inside the workflow, and I've also added them to the video description below so you don't have to hunt them down. And while you're down there, if you find this workflow useful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support the content. Let's go through the FL2VA workflow first. To keep everything organized, the workflow is divided into multiple sections, making it much easier to navigate and customize. The first section is the model loader. This is where you'll load all of the required models, including the MiniMax-H3 base model, the text encoder, and both the visual and audio VAEs. You can also enable Sage Attention here to speed up generation, provided it's installed on your system. Next is the control section. Here you can configure the video duration, choose the desired aspect ratio, and select the output resolution for your generated video. This section also lets you choose which model format you'd like to use. Simply enable the appropriate toggle to switch between the safe tensors and GGUF versions of the model. Next, we have the input section. This is where you'll load your reference media. For the FL2VA workflow, you can provide up to two images, one as the first frame and another as the last frame. You can enable either one or both input images. If both images are disabled, the workflow automatically runs in text-to-video mode. After that comes the prompt section. This is where you'll write your detailed prompt describing exactly what you want the model to generate. Finally, we have the sampling section. This is where the diffusion process runs, using all of your selected settings and inputs to generate the final video with synchronized audio. Now, let's take a quick look at the Ref2VA workflow. You'll notice that it's very similar to the FL2VA workflow. The biggest difference is the input section. Instead of being limited to just two images, the Ref2VA workflow allows you to load multiple reference images, reference videos, and audio clips, giving the model much richer context for identity preservation, style consistency, motion, and audio generation. You can enable only the reference inputs you need. However, at least one reference input, whether it's an image, video, or audio clip, must be enabled to generate a video with the Ref2VA workflow. Before we generate a video, let's spend a minute understanding how prompts work in MiniMax-H3. Unlike most video generation models, MiniMax-H3 uses a much more structured prompt format. Let's start with a simple example. Here, the prompt is divided into three main sections. The integrated multimodal description is where you describe everything happening in the video. This includes the visual style, camera movements, subject actions, dialogue, and the overall sequence of events. Next is the overall soundscape, where you describe environmental sounds like wind, footsteps, rain, traffic, or anything the characters would naturally hear. Finally, there's the non-diegetic music section. This is reserved for background music that only the audience hears, allowing the model to generate music separately from the scene's natural audio. Now let's look at a slightly more advanced example. Instead of describing one continuous scene, we can divide the video into multiple shots. Each shot is clearly labeled, and when you want to transition to the next scene, you simply specify the exact timestamp. You can even control these transitions down to fractions of a second, giving you a level of cinematic precision that very few open-source models currently offer. Within each shot, you can also describe exactly how the camera should move. MiniMax-H3 supports a wide range of cinematic camera motions, including push-ins, pull-outs, pans, tracking shots, arc shots, zooms, static cameras, and much more. The model also supports synchronized dialogue generation. By assigning speaker IDs, you can have multiple characters speak throughout the video while keeping their voices consistent across different shots. I've only scratched the surface here. The official prompting guide covers many more advanced features, including complex camera choreography, dialogue continuity, scene transitions, and multimodal references. I've included a direct link to that guide inside the workflow, so if you want to get the absolute best results from MiniMax-H3, it's definitely worth reading. Before we start generating some examples, there's one important thing to keep in mind. Compared to LTX 2.3, MiniMax-H3 is currently much more resource-intensive and takes considerably longer to generate videos. Let's generate our first sample using the FL2VA workflow in text-to-video mode. This prompt features two colleagues chatting at a rooftop cafe using two cinematic shots with smooth camera transitions. It also includes dialogue between two speakers.
So, are we finally launching tomorrow?
Everything's ready. We've been waiting for this moment. Here's the final presentation. I think everyone's gonna love it.
Then let's make tomorrow unforgettable.
Generation took a little while, but the results are definitely worth the wait. Let's move on to our second test. We'll start with this astronaut image and turn it into a cinematic scene. The prompt keeps the original look and then expands it as the astronaut explores an alien world, with a drone scanning the area, a futuristic outpost, arriving ships, and cinematic audio.
This world is unlike anything we've ever seen. This world is unlike anything we've ever seen.
For our next test, we'll use both a starting and ending image. The prompt takes us from the first image to the second, filling in what happens in between. Here, a woman surprises her friend with a gift in a cozy cafe. They open it, chat a bit, and the scene smoothly leads into the final image where the gift has been revealed.
I finally found something I knew you'd love.
I wasn't expecting this. Thank you.
Your fresh pastries are ready for pickup.
I finally found something I knew you'd love.
I wasn't expecting this. Thank you.
Your fresh pastries are ready for pickup.
For our final FL2VA test, we'll use only a last frame reference image. We'll use the same astronaut image from our earlier test, but this time it serves as the destination instead of the starting point. The prompt begins with the astronaut approaching the research outpost, then gradually builds the scene with cinematic camera movements, dialogue, environmental effects, and synchronized audio before naturally converging to the exact composition of the reference image.
Log. We've finally reached the frontier.
Expedition Alpha. Your destination is directly ahead.
Let's try chaining two generations. We'll take the previous video where this image was the first frame and play it right after this one, where the same image is the last frame.
Log. We've finally reached the frontier.
Expedition Alpha. Your destination is directly ahead.
This world is unlike anything we've ever seen.
The transition looks remarkably seamless, and the two clips blend together really well. This makes it a simple and effective technique for extending videos beyond the model's maximum generation length. By using the ending frame of one generation as the starting frame for the next, you can create much longer, continuous cinematic scenes with smooth transitions. Now let's move on to the Ref2VA workflow. This is probably the most impressive feature of MiniMax-H3. It has built-in support for multi-character identity consistency, not just visually, but vocally as well. It can perform zero-shot voice cloning from a provided voice sample, reuse reference audio directly, and even generate accurate multi-character lip sync. For our first test, we'll keep things simple. I'll use 3 reference images. 1, to define the scene, and 2, to define the characters. Then, we'll use this prompt to generate the video. Let's see how it performs.
Yeah, I know.
The result came out really well. Both characters remain consistent throughout the scene, and the model does a great job of placing them naturally into the shared environment. Now let's take it a step further. This time, I'll use the same 3 reference images, but I'll also provide this reference video to use in the scene.
Come on, Fox! Let's find the rainbow treasure! Race you there!
Ready to watch our favorite movie?
Come on, Fox! Let's find the rainbow treasure! Race you there!
The results look really impressive. The reference video blends seamlessly into the generated scene, and its accompanying audio is incorporated naturally. Finally, let's test the lip sync capabilities. For this example, I'll use this image as the background, this image of me as the character reference, and a pre-recorded dialogue track. That turned out really well. Every appearance of my avatar in this video was generated using MiniMax-H3. Some clips use my pre-recorded voice directly, while others were generated using the model's zero-shot voice cloning from the same voice sample. The consistency across both the visuals and the voice is genuinely impressive. That's a quick look at what MiniMax-H3 can do in ComfyUI. It's more demanding than other open video models, but the results are impressive. Native audio, multi-character consistency, voice cloning, reference video support, and solid lip sync. As the ecosystem improves, it should become much more accessible on consumer hardware. You'll find the workflow links in the description. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see next. Thanks for watching.